Hi guys, oh my god, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over what plants you can put outside for the summer, your houseplants. Of course, none of them need direct sunlight all day unless it's a cactus. So don't burn them alive or anything like that. You know, today's been off to a great start. I broke a glass decorative bowl with my own foot accidentally, don't ask how. And then my boyfriend tried to come in and put his slippers on so he didn't have to step on the glass, and then a shard of glass landed in his slipper, and then he got that glass pierced his foot, so that was a great start to the day. Anyway, so now I'm going to be filming about plants and hopefully my day will go better. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this video. So while I was about to start filming this, my boyfriend was like, my foot really hurts. I'm like, oh my god. I'm never going to hear the end of it. I'm never going to be forgiven. It's always going to be brought up when we're in the middle of arguments or something and be like, remember when you put that glass shard in my foot? And I'll be like, obviously it was an accident. Anyway. The first plant you can put outside for the summer is our gorgeous friend, the Ficus benjamina. Now this one, it does best in shadier, warmer areas. You don't want to immediately introduce it to direct sun if it's not used to it. That goes for all plants, honestly. You want to ease them into it, start them off in the early morning where the sun is the most gentle, so they can receive some early morning light that isn't quite as harsh and hot. You don't want to give them a south-facing balcony where they're receiving direct sun all day, because that will shrivel them up and they will hate it and they will probably die. So don't do that. East-facing is the best. You can even put it outside but in full shade, and you'll see a lot of benefits from that, just from being outside in the warmer months. They just really soak it up, that warmth, that humidity, or even that dry heat. They just really, really enjoy that. So this is a first one that you can definitely do. Would recommend east facing, and then you can ease it into a little more light, a little more direct light, just dappled, you know, but nothing too intense, please. The second plant that you can put outside, and this one you can put in full direct sun, south, whatever direction you want, because it's a cactus, yeah. These guys can handle a lot of sun. It's just if you move it outside, you will have to water it a little bit more than you normally would, like once every week or two, just depending on how hot it is. But yeah, try not to overwater, because you can still overwater them even in the dead of summer when it's really, really hot. So just be careful with cactus. And look, this little guy's flowering. Isn't she so cute? I love the little pink flowers. It's really heavy, so I'm really out of breath. So the cactus is really great for direct sun. You still want to ease them into it because they do burn. So you want to make sure that you're starting off with easy morning light if you can, or just a little dappled bit of sun. But this is a great option for moving outside during the summer. This is one of the best. Cactus and succulents alike. So you want to introduce them to light slowly, and then they can handle pretty much anything once they've adapted. The third plant that will do great in not indirect light is the umbrella tree. So this guy, even when you have it inside, they as in the general internet, I don't know, we all recommend a lot of some direct light, really bright light. So you can keep it full shade outside, or you can put it in some dappled sun, but never full, like, aggressive afternoon sun or anything like that. Maybe some dappled sunlight throughout the day. But this guy's definitely a great option, and I'm sure it would quadruple in size if you're able to put it outside when it's really hot. Just make sure that you stay on top of watering it, because they will dry out when it's hotter. So you just want to keep an eye on the soil and make sure you're consistently watering and that it's receiving enough light. Well, these plants are also heavy. I'm so out of breath. I'm like, my little arms can't hold them. So this is a great one. Umbrella tree. Another, I'm like in the plant. I don't know. There wasn't a good angle other than this, so sorry. Another great plant for full shade only is the Monstera. You don't want to put this in overly bright light. It can't handle too much direct light. So I would recommend full shade. Like if you have a covered porch or balcony or something, it would really benefit just from the warmth of the day. And obviously you really want to watch the soil, make sure it's not drying out at all, because that will kill her. You don't want her to die. right? Monstera really enjoy a lot of heat, a lot of warmth, but indirect light for sure. I don't even know if I would recommend like any direct light in the morning. Maybe a little bit, but like just really limited direct light. They just enjoy that bright, really bright, warm light that summer provides. So make sure full shade only, but the Monstera would definitely put on a lot of new growth if you are able to move it outside for the summer. And then throughout the summer, just hose it down regularly so it maintains a lot of humidity. It can retain a lot of moisture. I mean, it would totally love it. The other plant I would recommend is my Monstera adansonii. The Monstera adansonii, like the Monstera delicioso, you really, really want to be careful that it doesn't get too much direct light, because in the dead of summer, that can definitely kill this plant and burn it. So you want to make sure it's in full shade, but it does appreciate the warmth of the summer and the bright indirect light. So if you have a shaded porch or a shaded balcony or something, this plant will adore that, but make sure no direct light. That's it. Lastly, the final plant that I would recommend to put outside in full shade and maybe a little dappled morning light is my rubber tree. So the rubber tree is a ficus as well. So it's part of that family. It's a tree basically, or it is. So it does benefit from really bright light, but again, you don't want to just shove it into the direct light outside, because that's a big shock for all houseplants. So you really want to introduce them very, very slowly. And at most, I would give it dappled morning light, direct morning light. Very dappled though, and no direct afternoon light or anything like that. So you want to be very mindful. This guy will definitely benefit from very bright light outside. And the warmth of the summer, it'll just triple in size. Now the last plant I forgot because it's actually outside right now and I forgot that I put it outside, but my pitcher plant, my carnivorous plant. So they actually evolved to handle really hot, humid climates. They literally live in a bog, so they're used to really hot, wet climates. So they are perfectly adapted to handle the summer heat. But of course, if you've had it inside, you want to really slowly introduce it to the outside. You don't want to just immediately throw it into like all day hot, intense outdoor sun. So I actually made the mistake of putting mine in direct sun too soon, and that's why there's some dry edges on my pitcher plant. But if you ease it into it and it adapts slowly over time to get used to that outdoor sun, it'll eventually love it and it'll eventually put on new growth. But the thing is, you want to make sure that it's always kept in water, distilled water. So you really need to stay on top of putting that water in the vessel that it's in, and make sure it's always in water, at least this deep. And already I was filming flies all over it, which is gross, but like that's what it's supposed to do. It's attracting its food, and that acts as its fertilizer. So it's actually even better if you can keep them outside, especially in the summer months when it's really hot. That is my last plant that I recommend moving outside. Any kind of carnivorous plant, since they are adapted to handle really hot, humid climates. I would highly recommend that if you can. So that's it, guys, for the plants that I would recommend moving outside. The ones that I wouldn't recommend are things like the pothos and prayer plants and arrowhead plants, you know, other plants that are vining down like that. They're just like a little too sensitive to the sun. You can try it if it's in full shade. I mean, you could try any house plant in full shade outside and see how they do, but sometimes the heat is just a little overwhelming for them, and you would have to water them daily pretty much, so it's a lot to keep up with as well. And plus, if you move all your house plants outside, then you have no plants inside, so you want to keep some plants inside, right, to keep up the decor. But this is just for their benefit and to appreciate the warmer months. So I would recommend, you know, things that are a little stronger, like all the trees and the succulents and cactus and stuff like that. I unfortunately don't even have a balcony or a yard or anything. I live in an apartment, so these are just recommendations that I would make and things that my friends and my mom have done. One day I will have an outdoor space and I will show you my glorious garden, but I don't have that right now. So. But that's what I would do if I did have an outdoor space. I would love to, you know, let my plants enjoy the sun a little bit more. If you do, if you're lucky enough to have one, I would definitely try and rotate some plants in and out as much as you can because it's so beneficial. They will grow a lot faster. Just the movement of the, you know, the wind and the sky and the sun and the, I don't know what I'm talking about. But that all helps, you know, it helps us feel better. It definitely helps the plants feel better. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm speaking fact. Outside is great. So anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like, please comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Go enjoy that outside.